listening to Peak One Sports.
Welcome to the Bungalow Sports Show, presented by Betalytics. Go to Betalytics.com, promo code PEAK1 for 25% off your profile over there. They've got all the stats and analytics and AI game simulations and all kinds of stuff for
That's right.
all the sports across the board. So
don't bet with your emotions.
don't bet with your gut, dude. That's what Ashton Nix, one of the suits, commented on our last episode. Or, on our last episode.
Yeah, he commented on there.
Never sports betting, never bet with your gut. And I'm like, that it is. That's Betalytics. Never bet with your gut.
Bet with those those algorithms.
Unless it's my gut.
Then you can go off it. I don't know. We'll see how we did on the picks this week,
How you doing, Joseph?
Doing well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm refreshed. Just fresh back off a quick little vacation.
Yeah, that's
down
right.
to Southern California to Universal Studios Hollywood. We don't go on a lot of vacations. We're more like I like just being at my house.
I feel
you know
that.
what I mean? So,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of things. I mean, and it's people wonder like what's genetic and what's not genetic with kids, and like it's like my parents. They're all, I mean, they go places, but even as kids, it's like my dad had the garage set up. He was like the man cave guy before the man cave was a thing. It was like any extra furniture that my mom would replace in the living room would end up in the garage. So he had a recliner, he had a freaking area rug, coffee table, he had the old TV out there. He had and he always had like a stereo. My dad was like, he's like a big vinyl guy.
Yep.
I mean, like a decade ago, I taught him got him one of those record players where you could plug it into your computer and download all your stuff so he can make playlists.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
just has a laptop plugged into his stereo now rather than having to. He's like he was a mixtape guy.
Yeah.
Not to make for anyone, but for himself. Right? Because he had all these vinyls, so he'd sit there, and that was like his hobby on the weekends. He'd get drunk, and he'd pick singles off records and put them on a mixtape. Yeah. And then he'd listen to the mixtape all afternoon.
Good for him, dude. That sounds great.
So, needless to say, whether that's nature or nurture, that style of life was passed on to me as a child.
I was going to say, do you create your own playlist now too, right? I mean,
and not even in that, but just the enjoyment of enjoying yourself while at home.
Okay.
Not having to go out and like make an event or go do something like that. Yeah, that's always on the table.
Right.
But it's not necessary. I feel like a lot of people got to get out of the house for them to be happy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I remember Andy's old babysitter, Sandy, like they would always be doing stuff every day. And it was always like, dang, you guys do a lot of stuff. That's crazy.
It's almost a little exhausting,
But it's just different lifestyles.
Sure.
Different, different. And she's just like, she's like, I hate being at home. I want to get out there and and just do something. And I'm like, sweet, you do that with the boy, and when he's with me, we'll make our own fun.
That's like what my mom, my dad. My mom's like, I want to go out, I want to go do stuff, and my dad's like, I like to be home.
Right. I think maybe that's also kind of a male thing. But the thing is, my mom was a OG couch lounger too, you know what I mean? She liked to just chill.
Yeah.
But I married someone who's also like a homebody. Like the best way for us to recharge is just to zone out and just chill at home. Nice, clean. I like nothing better than waking up on a Saturday morning and the house is nice and clean. Make a cup of coffee, go outside and drink it under the morning sun. And then go inside knowing that I don't got to do shit today, but whatever the fuck I want to do.
That was a beautiful image that I just
That being said, this vacation was fantastic. But like, there's a few things I'm gonna school you guys on some vacation tips on how to vacation well. Okay. This and you know,
Lay it
everything,
on us.
everything's relative. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm very lucky in my job situation in that I get to make my own schedule, so I get to pick the days. A lot of people have jobs where they can only go on vacation on certain days. They can only take certain days off. So, you know, if this isn't relatable to you, I'm sorry, but these are all just tips that if you can pull this off, this is how you vacation right. All right, I'm going to start with an easy one first.
Okay.
For a quick. And also, too, we're lucky we live in California. There's a lot of destinations that you can get to in a day.
And especially where we're at in California, we're an hour and a half away from wherever you want to be.
Yeah, or 4 hours from some of the best amusement parks in the world. You've got freaking Disneyland, Universal, Legoland, Magic Mountain, all in the same, basically the same drive time.
And possibly the greatest zoo in the country.
Right.
I mean, you know.
So it's all, and then, you go down further, San Diego, and they've got others, we're lucky. We're lucky. We're not lucky, in a lot of ways. People talk a lot of shit about California.
Yeah.
And I understand. I understand. Politically, I'm sure, there's a lot of things that are not desirable. It's very expensive to live here.
Yep.
Yada, yada, yada. But being two Joes, one real Joe, and one just, old regular Joe over here, it's like, we were born here.
Yeah.
It's kind of all we know.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it would be nice to have some cheaper rent or some cheaper houses or cheaper cost of living or whatever else. But it's like, from the outside, I understand why you think it's crazy to live here. But from somebody who was born here, we don't know any different. So we were raised on expensive shit or shit being expensive or what,
Yeah.
It's just the way
I've seen Yellowstone, and moving to Montana sounds great. But I don't want to deal with all that snow.
And there's
also I don't want to have to drive 3 hours in order to get to the hospital if something happens to me.
Right, right. But again, that's a perspective from us living where everything's
it's right there.
The ocean and the mountains are both in driving distance. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, giant trees that make you feel like you're on Pandora
or
right?
Disneyland. Yeah, are both in driving. So it is what it is. So. My first,
we rule. Y'all suck.
We do, yeah. West Coast, bro. Wednesday to Friday vacations. If you're taking a little 3-dayer, this is it. All right.
Really?
If you can leave on so this is what our trajectory was. We left on a Wednesday, checked into the hotel in the evening, went to the park on Thursday, checked out on Friday, drove back home. Okay. Right. And the reason this is awesome, there's a few different reasons why this is awesome. One, it puts you in your park on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Which is not a busy day. Because the beginning of the week is busy because it's the stragglers from the weekend before.
Right.
And then Friday, obviously people showing up on Fridays for the weekend. Thursday is kind of like that Wednesday, Thursday are those in-between days where you don't got a lot of people because people just left and the other people haven't showed up yet. Okay. So that's one thing. The other thing is if you have a regular Monday through Friday job and you were able to take that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off, you get back on Friday, you got the weekend. Right?
That's right.
You got 2 days to recuperate, 2 days to still pretend you're still on vacation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Right? So there you know.
No, that's very true because when we go to Tahoe every year and we leave on a Sunday and we're there from Sunday to Wednesday usually. And so I understand what you're saying, right?
And you got to go back to work on Thursday.
And you go back to work on Thursday. Well, now we're staying till Thursday, so I have to go back to work on Friday and then have the weekend. But what I also feel too is like during the Monday and Tuesday, that's like that destination's recoup days.
Yeah.
From Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So like they're bringing in orders. You know what I mean? You got to watch out everything. You know. So I think yeah, dude. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, it's if you can pull off a Wednesday to Friday vacation and get back home on that Friday afternoon, Friday evening.
Yeah.
Going to bed knowing that you don't got to do shit tomorrow. You know, it really. And
you guys haven't been home, so you know the house is clean. Right.
Well, and because we're bougie now, we have a house cleaner that comes once every.
Oh my goodness!
Once every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, Annie, shout out. She's legit.
Wow.
So she came on Thursday.
I had no idea you were balling like that.
Okay. So now let's get. This is a perfect opportunity to get in to spend a little extra money to make your life better. Okay. This coming from the guy that I was begging to use my Hulu password last night just to watch the goddamn game in real time because You spend a little money to make your life a little bit better. Whether that's, I also have a guy who mows my lawn, Joe. You got anything to say about that?
You really do?
His name's Epi. He's awesome. Yeah. Well, yeah. And the other thing is, I'm a big loyal guy. You know what I mean? And like, I had this guy Antonio, and when we bought this, or when I went on my own in business, you know, I didn't have a whole lot of time to mow the lawn, and mowing the lawn's never been one of my favorite things to do anyways. My dad wouldn't even let me do it when I was a kid because I did such a bad job at it. So, like, it's a little PTSD, and he just had started his business, and, like, I can't remember how we met, but then I was like...
You know, that's perfect. Supporting small businesses.
Right, so then we kind of supported each other. He hired me to go do some screens on his ex-wife's house. He started doing my lawns. Flash forward 10 years, and he sold the business to a guy named Epi, sweet, tiny gentleman, and we just keep it going. You know what I mean?
Good for you.
So I don't have to mow my fucking lawns.
You don't have to clean your house.
I'm supportive.
That's beautiful.
But I'm a psycho, though, because when Paris tells me, like, the night before when Annie's coming, and I clean the whole fucking house.
Do you really? You're like, I don't want her to see how bad it is.
No, our house never really gets that dirty because, like, I'm a big pickup guy.
Okay.
I don't sit down a lot unless I'm watching a movie or something or playing a video. Like, I'm doing something on the... Like, I don't sit down. I fucking eat standing up half the time. Like, I move around. And so I'm constantly picking up fucking soda cans or picking up shit. So our house is never like that. But if I'm going to have a house cleaner, I want her to do the shit. I want her to deeply do the shit that I don't want to do. Okay. Which is like scrubbing the floors and the bathrooms and the dusting. And I figure in my crazy brain, she has much more time to do that stuff that I don't want to do. If I declutter the house, I'm not going to say I clean the house before she comes. I declutter the house completely before she comes.
No,
that way
I
when
get
she
it.
comes, she doesn't have to worry about moving shit around and finding places for shit.
Yeah.
She can just do the washing.
I get it. That's great.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
You know.
Yeah. I can throw the trash. I can take the trash out.
100%.
You don't need to do that.
I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So my house is always decluttered. It's just never. I'm never cleaning it. I'm never getting the rag out and dusting the baseboards and shit like that.
But I'm not scrubbing the lime. The shower door. On the shower. Yeah.
Yes, all that stuff.
Okay.
Go sick, Annie.
All right.
I will declutter the house.
I think I'm gonna get a house cleaner.
I'm just saying, dude. But in that vein of spend a little more money to make your life easier. If you're going to Universal Studios, and I believe this is the same for Florida or Hollywood, it is it's fairly expensive. But they have a thing called Unlimited Express, right? Which is what people think the Fast Pass is at Disneyland.
Right.
Fast Pass isn't Fast Pass anymore because it's just everybody gets access to it. You just got to make a reservation.
And
so you get there.
Sometimes it's easier to just go through the regular line than it is the Fast Pass.
And even in certain times where there is a 2-hour wait in the regular line, it's 45 fucking minutes in the Fast Pass line.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just gives you a little shorter version of whatever. At Universal, they offer a thing called Unlimited Express. It costs a whopping $70 a ticket extra.
Wow.
And I know, that's a lot for some people. But when you're saving up for a vacation that's going to cost a couple $1,000 no matter what anyways.
That's another 70.
And we have three people, so that ends up being what? 140. That ends up being 210 extra. Save an extra 210. Because... what this does is they have a separate line just like at Disneyland. But because it's so expensive, not that many people fucking do it. So, like, I've never done this because I hate fucking lines. I'm a mosquito and I'm an ADHD fucking... I can't stand it.
Yeah.
So it's very worth it for me. So I've never been one of, I went on that ride 7 times today because it's like, no, it's not worth standing in that line.
Right.
So... In the Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Studios Hollywood, they have a little kids roller coaster, the Flight of the Hippogriff, right? And it goes up pretty good height, just no drops. It's just all spins. It's 18 seconds.
It's
of
like
fury.
one of those ones where it's like this, like
and then it just lots of circles, so lots of G forces, makes the kids feel like they're on a big kid roller coaster.
Right. Makes it feel like they're Top Gun Maverick.
Right,
yeah.
and it's literally 18 seconds. I counted. On one of the rides just because I was like, this is so fucking short. Because after we rode it the first time, it was like a 50-minute wait for the rest of the day.
Wow.
And our wait with our express tickets was literally right to the front of the line. so we could get off it, get in.
And write it again.
They give you these tickets, and they scan them in the special line. So and then you go in. So it's literally get off, go right back into the front of the line.
Wow. We
rode it 13 times throughout the day. But it wasn't a big deal because it was like
you paid for it.
Well, yeah, and it was literally back to the front of the line. Didn't have to wait. It was like, yeah, whatever. It takes 18 seconds.
That's so cool, though.
Right?
Yeah.
So, spend that extra $70 a ticket. I know it's a lot, but if you know it ahead of time, you're saving up for these vacations a year ahead of time, 2 years. I mean, people save up. We save up. Everybody. That's like people are like, oh, it's fucking expensive. It's like, yeah, we saved up for a fucking year to go there, and an extra $210, an extra $70 a ticket on a 6 months, a year's worth of savings. It's not that much,
right?
You know what I mean? So splurge and do that. The other thing is if you're going there specifically for Super Nintendo World, which just opened,
right?
What people don't really know right now is you can't just go. It's a small area comparatively. Like if you're a Disneyland person, Universal is small. It's tiny. All right, it's on the side of a fucking mountain. They don't have a lot of square footage to work with.
Right.
So Super Nintendo World, it's super cool and it's super awesome and the sets are badass and everything's cool, but it is a small area.
Okay.
So they can't. There's a capacity issue, right? It's not like Disneyland where there's not a gate to every land.
Right.
They're just open because people are just free flowing throughout it. Because the Super Nintendo World is a destination and it's kind of like one direction in, one direction out, like they can't fit a bunch of people. They can't just leave it open. So you literally have to get in line just to get into Super Nintendo World.
Oh, wow.
And that could take you all day. And then also, the Bowser's Fury ride is like a 2-hour wait. Right?
But
if you pay, I'm not sure. I think this was like an extra $40 or an extra $6, not per ticket, but just extra. Maybe I don't know. I'd have to get the numbers from Paris. But again, when she was explaining these things to me, I was like, that in retrospect, like when you're looking at it at the beginning, you're like, damn, that's a lot of extra money. But then after the trip, you're like, dude, that was so fucking worth it.
Yeah, because then you're going to complain the whole time because you didn't get to ride as much because you're sitting in the fucking
you
line.
Can get early entry, just like at Disneyland. You can get spend extra and get early entry to the park. You get the early entry to Universal an hour before the park opens. The people who get early entry get just escorted straight to Super Nintendo World and just get to go straight in and go straight on the Mario Kart on the Bowser ride.
Wow.
Right, so that Paris she went on like some TikTokers and some blogs and shit to see what, and some people who have done this. So she spent that extra $40 or whatever, or $20 a ticket or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And you just go there. You got to get there at 6:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
But they open the gates at 7. You walk in and there's 2 Universal people that there's like a big ass group of you because it was probably like 100 people who did it or whatever, but they just walk you through the entire park because it's the furthest thing from the entrance to the Super Nintendo World, so they also don't want people running,
right? So
they got 2 attendants. They take you down. If you've never been to Universal Hollywood, it's on literally on a mountain, so there's these big ass escalators that you got to go down to. There's the park is split into like 2 upper lot and lower lot.
Oh wow.
And like down below is like Super Nintendo World now. It's Transformers, The Mummy, and Jurassic World area.
Okay.
All down, those are the rides down there. And then the upper is like where everything else is. Harry Potter, Simpsons, Secret Life of Pets, Minions, all that stuff.
I've never been, so I don't know.
But anyway, so it's so worth that extra money. Make your life easier. Go and search those things out and pay for them. And just start now. If you want to go there next year, just start now. Just start socking it away. And it's not. It was. It was just so much better. It was so much more enjoyable because the park starts to fill up, and you're just like.
Especially now during the summertime, right? I mean.
Yeah, and it just just literally it is what you wish the Fast Pass was.
Yeah.
Like when you're at Disneyland and you're like, sweet, we only have to wait 40 minutes. Cool. You know what I mean? Like, but no, this was literally right to the like. I think
let's bust out the heads.
The longest wait we had in an express line that day was for like the main Harry Potter ride. I can't remember what it's called. It's the one that's inside Hogwarts, and it was like 5 minutes because it was just literally waiting for cars to. It was you weren't waiting in line. You were just waiting for enough seats to open up or whatever. So, anyways, it was so good. I got my Duff. I got my Duff beer. Quality control shirt on. I I grew up on The Simpsons, dude. It was like my first favorite show, and like they have Springfield there. They have all the landmarks. You know what I mean? They even have the DMV. They have like,
do they really?
Well, yeah, because that's where Patty and Selma work. You know, and like
that's cool.
They can't have anything. They got Sideshow Bob climbing out of a prison window. They've got the music store. They've got the comic book store. They've got Moe's. They've got freaking the nuclear power plant. Like, it's just, I was like, oh, this is awesome. Because, and it was another thing is like, Disneyland's awesome, but it's like I've been there so many times. Yeah. That like, this place is somewhere, or I have been, but not since I was like 10. So, and now it does not resemble anything I remembered. So it was a brand new experience, basically for me in Paris too, as well as Andy. So I think it hit on all things. Okay, that's 20 minutes about Universal Studios. This is a sports show. 100 subscriber challenge update. We're almost there, dude. We're almost there. We need less subscribers to get to 100 than this network had when we joined up. Okay, so we're almost there.
Thank you guys for all the support.
Yeah, and you know, me and Joey got our thing. We got some decisions to make coming up here. You know what I mean? We get 10 more subscribers, we're gonna really start having to think about this challenge. And a lot of you MFers out there just keep bringing up this dog shot collar business, and I thought I put a stop to it last week.
You were very assertive.
My wife said no. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've got a life beyond these cameras, Joseph. Uh-huh. And it involves a woman that's a few walls away from us right now. And I don't need her looking at me as any more of an imbecile than she already does. And to be a nearly 40-year-old man
putting on a shock collar,
just for the enjoyment of some YouTube people, I don't know if it's worth it.
When you explained it to me like that last time, it made sense. You know, I understood.
I mean, say what you will. Come in the comments. I'm definitely convincible about most things in life.
Right.
You just got to come with a good argument. So if you can get in those comments and you can convince Paris. Paris is in the comments. She reads them all.
She does.
You can convince her. You can. I mean, you know what I mean. So
what if we had to do a shootout, but on our skates we had to wear skate guards? So we're gonna be falling all over the place. That might be kind of fun too.
Oh no.
No. What about one skate has a skate guard and the other one doesn't? Because you're trying to balance the whole time.
You just trying to level the playing field?
I'm just trying to get
fantastic hocky player. And you're worried already? You're trying to stack the deck?
I'm not worried. I'm just trying to hang on. I need to stress this. I am not worried if it comes to a skills comp. Maybe skating itself, I'll be worried about. But if we're in a shootout, I got
You're
this.
You're good?
Yeah.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Least. Okay.
Who's going to be our goalie?
Okay.
Are we going to have a goalie?
Kana.
Oh, Kana?
Yeah.
Oh, cake. No, just kidding.
Some big talk coming over here, man. You're gonna have a lot to back up. But yeah, so go hit up the 100 subscriber challenge. Go subscribe if you're watching this right now. We don't make you pay anything to watch this. The least you could do is make a YouTube account and subscribe. You know what I mean? That's the least you could do for this free.
Tell us how you feel, man.
I just gave you so many tips about Universal Studios Hollywood and enjoying your vacation there. That's worth a subscribe right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
Also, lead off the boys, the Suits from the Lead Off Morning Show. They're doing their own 100 subscriber challenge. Mm-hmm. They're doing it's like a raffle type situation. They're gonna have a bunch of swag, stickers, hats, shirts, what have you.
Cool stuff, dude.
And they're basically gonna pick somebody from the comments across all the shows. And who knows, if you leave more comments than anyone else, I'm sure they have a real hard time not picking you, because that's effort.
Yep.
Go put in the effort. Subscribe, comment, hit the little bell that sends you the alerts when the shows come up, because those guys do live. They do a live. The Lead Off Morning Show is live, man. You want to watch that sucker live?
That's awesome. That's really cool.
You know?
Yeah.
And you hit that little bell, and it'll just, you'll get a little message to your phone saying, "Hey, the lead off's about to start. Go watch it." And so get us to 100. We'll see what happens after that, because then the sky's the limit. No loosey-goosey update this week. We did not have a game last week because of Memorial Day. Mm-hmm. So big comeback game coming this week, and we'll talk about that next week. In other
sports news,
before we get to the real sports, in other pretend sports, in other fantasy lands that I live in, we often bring up the Sacramento Condors, which is either my Madden franchise or my NHL franchise. And I just recently purchased NHL 23, so that I've been hot and heavy in NHL lately on there, just because I just got the game, and just doing that. And they've added a few things to their franchise mode. It's like you're a GM, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
do you get to play in the game or no?
Yeah, you know, you get to do. It's everything. It's contracts. It's drafts. It's arena maintenance and upgrades and merchandise pricing and all the decisions.
That's exciting.
Sure. But I would like to let everyone know that 3 years in, Sacramento Condors, they won a cup in their first time in existence.
Good for them. Fell
short the next 2 seasons.
Oh, okay.
And I was relieved of my duties as the GM of the Sacramento Condors.
Oh my. Are you okay?
I am. I got offers from Detroit, Boston, and Dallas.
Okay.
To come on. I went with Detroit. They offered the most money. They offered me $5 million.
That's sad.
For 3 years, and
you went to a non-cup contender team.
Well, so this is what I do, right? I've been playing this game, EA NHL, since its inception. What is it, 94, 93 or something like that, right? When it was just on computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty good at it. Like, my hetero life mate, best friend, Christopher Gonzalez, like, at one time on Xbox Live, like on the original Xbox, the black one, he was ranked.
Wow.
On NHL online. So I roll with some heavy hitters when it comes to NHL. Okay?
I see.
I beat him a lot one-on-one, so you know. But you know, I'm just not a big online guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm good. So what I do to keep things lively for myself and keep the game interesting when I'm doing these franchise modes, and hockey's a long season. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it can get boring.
Yeah.
You know, playing. I put it on pro skill level. And then what I do is I simulate, because on NHL you can simulate period by period. Mm-hmm. So I simulate all the way up to the third period.
And then you just come in.
Let the chips fall where they may, right?
Okay.
If I'm winning going into the third period, I simulate the whole thing. And hopefully we win, right?
Yeah.
But that's what keeps, because if I play every game against a computer, probably just gonna win every single game, and I'm gonna get bored with it after a while.
Yeah, right? Because I'm in the career mode right now, and I still have it. Like, we're still contending for our first cup. We have the most wins. I have the most points. I have the most goals.
Right.
And it's like, it gets, you play like 5 games, and then you're like, okay.
Then you put it down for a week.
Yes. And you come back and yeah.
So this is what I do.
But I notice if I don't play, the Seattle Kraken lose.
Right.
So I have to play.
Right. Exactly. So that's how I keep it fresh for myself. I do a lot of simulating up to the third period, and I have to dig myself out of 3-goal deficits in the third period. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it keeps it lively, and I don't win them all. Mm-hmm. And then when I get to the playoffs, in the playoff series, I simulate all the way to Game 4. Right? No intervention. Just let it happen.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
If I'm down 3, then I do my simulate to the third period again and try to dig out of a 0-3
unless it's
hole.
a sweep daddy, huh?
Right. And if it's a sweep daddy, then I simulate. If I'm up in the series, I keep simulating. As soon as I get to 3 losses, then I start simulating the game and then going and playing third periods.
Okay.
So I just do this to try to, like I said, you got to keep the passion in the relationship. Okay, let's get into some actual sports now. So, Joey, you sent me this earlier this week, and this is a story about a young woman, Sophia Zook. She was the 2016 Wimbledon Juniors winner, I believe, in tennis, and she had to quit tennis in 2020 due to some back issues, and now she announced this week that she is starting an OnlyFans, and I quote, to post some interesting material.
Amen.
No, I'm all about this. And this is the thing for all you OnlyFans haters and all you. This is the thing. This girl spent her entire life. Right, there's girls out there who just started OnlyFans because it's easier than getting a real job. I get that. You can have your opinions on that all you want. But when it comes to, because in the athletic world, female athletes starting OnlyFans is really becoming a big thing. A big
thing, yeah.
I mean, across entertainment, period. But this is a sports show. The last 30 minutes might have told you otherwise, but this is a sports show. And in the sports world, female athletes, a lot of them starting OnlyFans, right?
Yep.
And if you're not real familiar with OnlyFans, like, yeah, there's a lot of porn and a lot of sexy shit going on there, but sometimes a lot of girls just have like scantily clad shit that would be on Instagram or like a little bit level above Instagram, like whatever it is. What it is, there's motherfuckers have cooking shows on there and shit now. There's people doing comedy specials on OnlyFans. It's just becoming basically a pay-per-view site, which is what it is. And who knows what Sophia, our young friend here, is going to be posting on there. But she already has kind of like a sexy Instagram or whatever. Like, oh, go see my sexy Instagram.
We will be following her.
But I did find it interesting that she referred to it as interesting material.
Yeah, interesting.
But all power to you. I mean, this girl did one thing her whole life and then got an injury that is keeping her from doing that thing. Yeah. And I mean, if you have a product, even if that is your body, that's a person's decision whether they want to market that.
Yeah, and this headline really kind of is a little misleading. It says it's insinuating that she won the real Wimbledon, and then just decides, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, it's a little clickbaity in Barstool, but I get it. It gets you in there, but I felt like that a little bit. Yeah, and then I'm looking at the picture, I'm like, that looks like a child. So I need to do a little bit more research on this before we talk about it. Yeah. And like, it kind of makes me uncomfortable that there's a picture of her as a child, and we're talking about her only, even though she's not a child any longer. Right. She's a fucking old lady with a broken back. Yeah.
It's about to get broken a little bit more.
Oh, dude. That's not this kind of show.
Sorry, dude.
So, Sophia, good luck to you. Hey, everybody out there, Bungalow babies, go out there, go subscribe.
Go subscribe, support her.
See what some of that interesting material is.
Small business management.
I heard my gardener, Epi, is going to start an OnlyFans. All right, next up, we got, we're diving in. This isn't MMA. This is boxing, bro. Nate Diaz would like to move locations of his Jake Paul fight because Dallas, Texas has denied his marijuana exemption. Wow. We talked about this a couple weeks ago about the press conference, didn't he? Was that me and you, or was that Alexis?
I think it was you and Alexis.
So like, they had a press conference a few weeks ago that was just a joke, and Nate Diaz was up there saying, "What the fuck kind of a joke goes?" And Jake Paul's laughing on the other side of the thing, just like, dude, your team put this press conference on, dude. Yeah. Like, this is your press.
Like, he's like, but there's nobody here. And he's like, yeah.
It's like, you're half of this, dude. Like, so Nate Diaz not giving us, say what you want. People like the Diaz brothers. They dislike the Diaz brothers. We're local boys, so we're partial to them. You know what I mean?
I mean, they're good as a talent. You know what I mean? But it's like people.
But they're really showing their stock and colors when they get out there and they start making business decisions in the public.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And there's just different like levels of intelligence out there, and they've obviously got huge fight IQs. They're very technical. They've been training. They're very devoted. They're very work ethic heavy. They're just, everybody's got qualities. Yeah. They have qualities I do not have. Sure. But dare I say, I have qualities that they do not have. You know what I mean? Yeah. And one of them, if I was putting on a multi-million-dollar fight production and all this would be, and I was a giant pothead, would be to make sure that the place in a time when you have to get drug tests and licensing and all this stuff, wouldn't that be the first thing that pop into your head of like, oh yeah, I do a lot of drugs, so let's make sure those drugs are legal. where we're doing this thing, right? And not pick possibly the most illegal place to do it. You know what I mean? Like, right. I don't know what the state of weed in Texas is now. Probably since Joe Rogan moved there, it's a lot more lax than it used to be. Everybody got real pissed when they put Willie Nelson in jail on his tour bus and shit.
Right.
So I don't know what it is currently, but Nevada and Texas, notoriously would lock people up for, pretty much life sentences for weed at not that long ago. So probably not the best decision. Hopefully Jake Paul gets that thing moved.
And training's already happened. Like, they're happening right now.
I believe this fight is a go.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting.
I don't really know how the business side of like moving venue. It's got to be. There's so much money involved in renting out an arena. You know what I mean? And like concessions and all the stuff, all the money that goes into it. Like, how would you just move it like that? Isn't there contracts involved? Wouldn't it?
Dana's probably laughing right now.
I know, and it's like, can't you also? You're giving weed smokers a bad name because it's also like, okay, it's a done deal. We fucked up. We probably shouldn't have done it in Texas, but can't you just not smoke weed for a month? And it's like, if you can't, then you're giving the weed a bad name, bro. You know what I mean? My only argument for it is that it ain't alcohol, because alcohol kills you and gets you like dangerously addicted to something that ruins your life and all this stuff. But if you can't put it away for a month for a multi-million-dollar 8 2-minute rounds in Dallas, the Dallas Fort Worth area.
Proving that you can get hooked on it, I don't know.
If you can't put it down, maybe there's a problem. I don't know, but
Well, we just shot ourselves in the foot. He's never going to do an interview.
He's never going to be on this show. And we're a local show too, man. You know what I mean? Like, no, fuck that, dude. We're a Modesto show.
Yeah.
No, but you don't live here, so.
I used to.
You know what? All these places, I tell this people all the time. It's like, oh, Stockton. I'm like, yeah. Go down the 99. It's literally live in any one of these towns other than Ripon, and you might as well be in the same town. It's the same town. It's just popular.
I will say this: they found on World War II maps from Hitler drawing maps of the United States. Manteca was on that map, dude, because we're a centralized location. On to the next one.
Okay, Rep in Manteca, California. What high school did you go to? I went to Manteca High School.
I did too.
We're Buffaloes.
Bison.
No.
It's a bison.
But they're the Manteca Buffaloes.
I understand that, but it's a bison.
I understand that of the picture might be a bison.
It is a bison.
But they are the Manteca Buffaloes.
Then they need to change their mascot.
We used to have a lady who, one of the kids' grandmas or something that would play on the football team. She'd sit up at the top of the stand and just go, "Go Buffaloes!" And she'd have an air horn. Go Buffaloes! And they'd be like, da 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 da. It sounded like she was talking through a stoma in her neck.
Oh my god! Yeah.
So they're the Buffaloes.
Yeah, you look like a character from Beetlejuice right there for a second. No, nice. No, dude, no. They're definitely bison. But
okay, moving on. We'll argue about our high school mascot later.
Greg Hardy.
Okay, just a real quick one. I just have to celebrate every time. And this one goes straight out to the suits right now. Former Dallas Cowboys great Greg Hardy, world famous, maybe not for being a Dallas Cowboy, but for beating up his girlfriend and throwing her on a pile of guns on.
That would, I don't know if I would want to be famous for that.
Threatening witnesses, all kinds of weird shit.
Didn't he win a fight?
He did a stint in the UFC.
He won a fight, and then he came out and he was like, "I think the next thing for me to do is to go on Joe Rogan podcast."
Yeah,
I remember thinking this guy is real.
He's one of those guys. Obviously, a freak athlete in the football arena. You know what I mean? But, that violent streak. And you know what? Here on the Bungalow Sports Show, we do not tolerate violence against women in any facet. Even if, in the end, no charges were filed. There was plenty of evidence, Greg Hardy. There might have been a settlement. But here's the thing. People will be like, oh, she settled. And it's like, yeah, that's because in the criminal justice system, nothing is going to happen to him. So we might as well just get some money out of the situation because he's got millions of dollars.
Well, no, she settled so that they didn't have to go to trial.
Whatever. But what's going to happen in a trial? He's going to get a fucking misdemeanor, and nothing's going to fucking happen to him, right?
You just said that there was enough evidence to put him away.
But not to put him away for what? Nobody gets shit for domestic violence.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
If I was a girl who got beat up,
your story right now.
Oh my God! Believe all women, Joe. Oh my God!
What I'm saying.
Oh my God!
Listen,
Joe.
What I'm saying is that if there was enough evidence, go to trial.
Yeah, but she wouldn't get any money out of that. The only way you're going to hurt this motherfucker is by taking some of his money.
Okay, so then why are we complaining that he didn't go to jail?
I'm not complaining he didn't go to jail. I'm just saying whether he went to jail, whether he paid, he still beat up a chick. So fuck him. So I like to celebrate every time he gets
knocked out. Yeah.
All right? And he did a stint in the UFC and got beat up a lot of times, and that was pretty cool to watch. And then he's been out of the UFC for a bit now, and he's had 2 fights. He got KO'd in his last fight, and here he is just the other night. Why don't you give us...
Was he boxing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, check that.
Oh, dang. My boy, he has gotten bigger, hasn't he? Yeah, wave him down. He's done. Wow. He deserved that.
So fuck you, Greg Hardy. keep fighting. You'll get there. You'll get better. Just keep trying until you're fucking drooling in your oatmeal, you piece of shit. All right. NBA playoff update.
Okay.
Nothing to see here, dude. It's underway. Game 1. We got game 2 coming up tonight. And
we haven't touched on game 1.
We haven't even touched on game 1.
Yeah. Nuggets took it.
Yeah, Nuggets rolled. Nuggets rolled, dude. And Jokic, like, I don't watch a ton of basketball. I will admit that it's other than baseball, it's like on my bottom of my things that I pay attention to. But we're playoff experts, right?
Yes, we are.
And I tune into all playoffs, and including baseball. And Nikola Jokic, he gets like, I know like triple doubles happen way more often now than they used to, but like you don't even realize the dude's got a triple double. And it's only like the third quarter, and you're just like, wait, I didn't even realize he was doing stuff. Like, and he's one of those guys that has like, he gives the dad bod hope. You know what I mean? He ain't out there fucking looking like a Ken doll. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it's just so smooth, so nonchalant. You don't even realize he's doing anything out there. He's just out there fucking rain dancing on everybody. And I'm going to say it right now. From the Sweep Daddy Association of America.
Yep.
Denver in 4.
Wow.
It's going to be another sweep, baby.
Okay. Wow.
It's going to be another sweep. As much as I enjoy watching, I like Jimmy Butler as a character. I like the Heat. I like Spoelstra. I think he's probably like the best coach. Definitely right now, maybe ever, one of the best ever.
Wow.
You got Pat Riley involved in the Heat, and this dude's been to 19 NBA Finals as a player, a coach, and a like, I don't know if he's the GM or a front. He's in the office now with the Heat. 19 Finals, he's been. I think he's been to a quarter or a third of all the NBA Finals he's been involved in, either as a player, a coach, or as a front office guy.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's a crazy low-key GOAT, right? Low-key GOAT.
I don't even think that's low-key. That's a GOAT move. that's about as blatant as it gets. That's a pretty crazy stat to have there. But yeah, I'm gonna say it right now. Sweep Daddy, Denver in 4, dude.
Okay. Wow.
You got anything to say about basketball?
I know
you know ball.
I need Miami to win tonight. So
it goes beyond like just your passion for basketball.
Yeah, I just need Miami to win tonight.
Okay.
So we'll
let's go Miami.
Let's go Miami.
All right, NHL. Let's get to the NHL. All right, God, this is our zone right here. Okay, NHL. This is our zone. Before we get to teams still involved in the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Rod Brind'Amour a little bit more.
Okay. I thought we were going to talk about how Dallas just didn't show up for Game 6.
Oh, we can talk about that.
Okay.
But just give me a second.
Okay. Sorry. Rod the Bod, right?
Rod, I talked about Rod last week and how I felt about it and how I just jumped. I suicide jumped from the Rod train, going full speed bullet train, and I jumped off, tuck and roll, dude.
Yeah.
Tuck and roll.
We didn't lose.
Right. Well, he did his exit interview this week. You know, all players and coaches do exit interviews before they leave for the off season. And Rod went ahead and went a different path other than we just didn't lose. Now he's saying that it's the ref's fault, and just went on a rant about the refs. And I understand. I'm a sports fan. I hate referees. I hate them.
Aside from Wes McCauley.
I hate them all.
Wow.
Because they're always making the wrong decision. Whether it's for me or against me.
Not Wes McCauley, dude.
It's always wrong. All right. Well, let's get him in here.
Okay.
Then we'll talk about it. But Rod, like, you're not doing yourself. They should fire this fucking guy.
Yeah, that's
This is loser talk. This is bad, dude. This is delusional. This is loser talk.
Yeah.
Hockey, you lose in hockey. That is the story for 32 teams now, right? There's 33 teams in the league now with the
32,
Kraken.
I think.
Or 32 now?
Isn't it 32?
Yeah.
With the Kraken, I think it's 32.
Everybody lost.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to lose except one team. Happens every year, Rod. You know what I mean? I'm sorry that you had a lot of expectations.
Yeah.
You guys have had them for many years now. It happens.
And it's not like they just lost. They got clearly dominated. Like they got dominated. Yeah.
They got swept.
Yeah.
By Radko Gudas' beard.
He just can't believe it. He just can't believe it.
And now, loser. Rod Brindamore, you're a fucking loser. They should take your name off the cup.
Wow.
They should. They should take his name off the cup retroactively. Like, we thought this guy was a winner. But no, it turns out he's a fucking loser. Loser. All right, so yeah, Dallas, that Game 6. We can talk about that in a minute because that was one of our picks last week.
Okay, my bad.
It?
Yeah.
But the finals are underway. We had Game 1 last night. If you're watching this on Monday, Game 2 is tonight. So we watched it 2 days ago. But Game 1 went down, and Vegas just were the better team. Mm-hmm. I mean, Florida came out and scored a shorty in the first period. Cool wraparound by Mark Stahl. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
Eric Stahl, isn't it?
Eric Stahl's on the fucking Rod's team.
Okay. Is he? Oh. Sorry.
Yeah, he's a loser. But no, so Florida scored a shorty coming out the gate, so I got real happy. I texted Joey. I was like, Joey's like, oh, I needed Vegas to be winning after the first period.
I did need Vegas to be winning.
Vegas came back and tied it up, took a tie into the intermission. But then after that, they pretty much just they were in control of the whole game. Some penalties both ways, but that wasn't really the story.
Normal Knights hockey, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was just...
They're a dominant team. I mean,
yeah, Vegas... And, the thing about both these teams going in is that they're probably the two, like, roughest, toughest teams out of both sides of the playoffs. Like, obviously, Kachuk and they score goals, but Florida's a rough team. And so is Vegas. But I think Vegas is just a lot bigger. If you look at it, a lot of big motherfuckers out there going up against guys that were not as big motherfuckers.
No, they were in their Nog season. They were very lucky to get the people that they got. Right. And it just happened to work out for them. And they've been a dominant force ever since.
And I think, just the size... matching the aggression of both teams and then just adding the size to Vegas kind of spelt that game last night. Mm-hmm. But they're going to lose. But Vegas will lose still. I'm confident that they will lose. But the playoffs are underway. I mean, the finals are underway.
I think if Florida does lose, right, I think they have nothing other to be than to be proud of themselves. I mean, they've gotten this far.
Yeah,
from a team that wasn't supposed to be there in the first place.
Apparently, you can lose and just tell everybody that you didn't lose. So win-win.
We didn't lose, and it was the ref's fault. Okay.
Yeah. No, I just love the finals. I love seeing the new Stanley Cup patches on the jerseys.
What did you think about that? How they moved it to the other side?
I saw that. It looks a little awkward on the next to the captain's letters.
Yeah,
but they had to do it because they have the advertisement on the other side now.
Fuck that, dude.
I know it's weird, right? But it's a little crowded. Look a little European if you're a captain out there because you got the two big giant patches and then the advertisement on the other side.
Yeah,
but it's good. I love it. I love hockey. I love the playoffs. Another scumbag move by these Las Vegas Golden Knights and their fans is Larry Flint's Hustler Club, strip club, offers Vegas players free lap dances for life if they win this cup. That's real cool, Vegas. Hockey's a family-friendly sport, all right? And we don't tolerate that kind of shit, all right? Now, if Sophia Zook would offer like all the Russian players free admission to her OnlyFans account, then that'd be a little.
But that's because she's a strong, independent woman,
right? And that's private.
And it's private.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're a kid in Las Vegas. You're walking around,
and you see Jack Eichel. And you're like, Eichel. Oh, what is happening to him?
What's going on?
What is that?
Yeah.
Are they fighting each other?
He should. What?
Is that a Kimura?
That's my favorite player. Yeah. So go ahead. It ain't gonna happen because they're gonna lose. But do all your scumbaggery, Las Vegas. Go ahead. It's not going to help. It's not going to give anything. A cool little stat for those Vegas Golden Knights is obviously they haven't been a team for very long.
Right.
They made it to the finals in 2018. Mm-hmm. Lost to the Washington Capitals. 6 guys on the current roster. Still on the roster. That's pretty cool in an age where moves and trades happen all the time. Especially in disappointing seasons. A lot of names usually get moved.
Who is it? Can we see?
We got
Marchessault.
We got Will Carrier, Brendan McNabb, William Karlsson, Jonathan Marchessault, Shea Theodore, and Riley Smith. All pretty big players on that team too. Like
Shea Theodore is such a beauty.
He is. I've liked Shea Theodore. Ever
There's
since
no one's
Nashville.
slap shot that I love more than his.
Oh yeah,
he'll take people out for the rest of the game with those things.
So powerful.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. But and just when Vegas started out hot, man.
Yeah, they did.
They came out the gate like they want to win.
Yeah, that in off season, they couldn't have gotten a team couldn't have gotten any luckier.
What with Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with all the free agents that they had. I mean, they were able to grab everybody.
Arguably, you could say Florida picking up Tkachuk was the reason they even made any hay this season at all and made it in. So it's like...
Yeah, that's true.
And
Radko Gudas's beard, baby.
But yeah, I mean, they won the first game, but Florida in 5. Panthers in 5.
6.
Panthers in
6.
Panthers in 5. Yep.
Want to move on to Joey's Quickies?
Yeah, let's get some quickies, dude. What do you got?
All right, dude. So I watched the FA Cup yesterday.
Okay.
And if you don't know what that is, that's the Football Association's Cup Challenge. So it's open to any league, right? Premier League, Championship League, doesn't matter. So we had 2 premier teams. Manchester City versus Manchester United.
Oh, that's a good matchup.
Very good matchup. So this is the first time they've ever met in the FA Cup. And, dude, they scored. Manchester City scored within the first 13 seconds of the game.
Nice.
Which is a first. First time in history. So a lot of first times for this game right
here. And it's rare. It's rare to have a goal so fast in soccer. That's pretty rare.
But
yeah. Man City's a good squad, though.
Yeah, they are.
They used to suck ass.
Featured on Ted Lasso.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're a big soccer guy now, huh?
I do.
Yeah. You're our Europeans correspondent.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. We got to put a green screen backing behind you.
I almost watched the Dutch League too, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you put any bones on those soccer games?
I was going to, but I didn't.
No. Who would you have bet on?
Manchester City.
You would have?
Yeah.
See?
Manchester City.
We could be going to Sizzler, dude.
I hope I say this right. Ilkay Gundogan, as he's the one who he scored once, and then Bruno Fernandes for Manchester United tied it up on a penalty kick, and then he came back and same guy Ilkay Gundogan took it again and scored it for him 2-1.
It's one of those sports where like people are like, oh, they don't like it because it's boring and it's so spread out. And they do ties, they do draws, which I think
you need to have a winner and a loser.
I think you need to have a winner. That's step one to getting casuals interested. You know what I mean? There's got to be a winner and a loser. People love winners and losers. A draw just feels like why did we even show up today?
I mean, it's 90 minutes. It's a long time, so you're already going for a long time. But how about you shorten it, right?
Well, it's like hockey, right? Where you don't in the playoffs you don't want a shootout because I get it. A shootout or penalty kicks don't tell you who the best team was.
No, but you make them keep going until they're done.
Right, but so bam, penalty kicks during regular season games. And then we just keep doing golden goal overtimes.
Yeah. Reduce it down so it's not 11-11, right? You bring it down to 6v6.
We try to make everything hockey.
Yeah. You bring it down to 6v6, right? It's still so there's a lot more space in between the players. I think that might be interesting.
Hey, let's write a letter. Let's write a strongly worded letter. All right, what else you got?
I wanted to give a huge shout out to Dan Rizanowski.
Oh yeah,
the radio play-by-play announcer for the Sharks, who has been their radio play-by-play announcer since their inauguration. In 1991.
Yep, that's right.
I have listened to more games than I've ever watched or been to.
Right,
and he's been a huge part of the sport, a huge part of this club. Our club, a huge part of this franchise. And look at that's my European side coming out.
Yeah.
But yeah, he got the Foster Hewitt Award for outstanding contributions as a hockey broadcaster, man, and includes a recognition at the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto.
Dude, that's pretty fantastic for old Rizanowski. And that's what we talked last week or a couple weeks ago how back a few years ago I had Randy Hahn on my podcast, and then one of the first things I told him on that show was like, dude, you're like my second dad. Because I've heard your voice of males in my life, men's voices that I've heard your voice only second to my own father, maybe more. My dad doesn't talk a lot, but Rizanowski's right there with me. For the same reason that you said is like a lot of times you end up listening.
You listen to it,
listen to it on the radio.
Yeah, you can't always get it. There's a lot of blackout games. You know what I mean?
Right,
it was driving back and forth. You can't watch it, so. Have it in your ear, man. And I thought some stats on him, which I thought was really cool. So he's been announcing for him since 1991. He's called a total of 241 Stanley playoff games, and he's only missed 27 games in the regular season.
Holy smokes!
And that was when he got injured in an auto accident.
He got AIDS.
So yeah, and he called his 2400th regular season game on March 20th, 2023.
Wow. That's a lot of goddamn games.
He's a vet, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Suck it, Patrick Marleau.
Yeah, exactly.
You think you played a lot of games?
Look, here's the thing, and I wanted to tell, I hope I reached out to him to try and get an interview. That'd be great. But when I went to that game to Patty Marleau's jersey,
record breaking
jersey banner thing, and I don't know why I can't think of the name of it right now, but I was in line with my friends. They were getting food, and the first
jersey
voice
retirement.
There you go. The first voice I heard was Dan Rizanowski.
Yeah.
And it's just I don't know, whenever I hear his voice, it's like music to my ears.
He's got kind of a nasally kind of a
he's just, but it's just a beautiful. I don't know what it is.
It's
dude.
Comfortable. People feel that way about their sports announcers. If you watch or you consume a lot of sports in your local area.
Yeah. No offense to Randy Hahn, but Dan's my guy. You know what I mean? Dan is my guy.
But it's same thing. It's like you hear that you're used to. I just remember when I first moved out on my own with my buddy Tim, right, and we were getting our own TV package, and it's like, well, now nobody can tell me I can't get center ice, so we got the center ice package, right? And then I consumed a lot of hockey, but a lot of times, I would watch Canadian games in French, just because I didn't like the American announcers.
Yeah.
I would watch I didn't like people's announcers, and it's it's not because they're bad, it's because I am used to my flavor.
Oh yeah.
And it's why can't there be an option where Rizanowski or Randy Hahn announce all the games? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There should be like that, this is a good segue. They have fight companion podcasts for UFCs and stuff nowadays. Randy Hahn and Ruzanowski should just sit down and do game companion where they just do the play-by-play for whatever game.
That would be really cool.
And I could just listen to them do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's where I'm at. You got any more quickies?
Well, actually, I wanted to say, so he was inducted into the Bay Area Radio Hall of Fame in 2013. Okay. And then he was presented the Sherwood Award for the California Historical Radio Society in 2019. And he's in the Bay Area, he's still in the Bay Area Hall of Fame. So just
legend.
Local legend for us, man.
Local,
and
just like Glenn Kuiper.
And he's
local legend.
And he's actually been quoted as, not referred to as himself as, the voice of the Sharks.
Yeah, so. And he's never said the N-word on air.
Never said the N-word on air.
Congratulations, Ruzanowski.
Reason number 397 why hockey is the best.
But exactly, dude. But smooth transition. Speaking of fight companions, July 29th, we're going to do a live fight companion show. Bungalow Sports Fight Companion. It's going to be me. It's going to be Joey. It's going to be Alexis from the Fight Night Preview. We're going to be streaming live on the Peak One Sports YouTube to UFC 291 on July 29th. That's Dustin Poirier versus Gaethje. This is their second fight, but it doesn't matter how many times these guys fight. These guys fight anybody. It's a must-see television. So
they
you
are
put them together. Yeah, I mean, Justin Gaethje has never been in a boring fight. I mean, same thing could be said for Poirier. I mean, I remember Poirier doesn't get beat up as much as Gaethje does sometimes in his fight. So sometimes maybe people would say.
I mean, I would even refer back to the Tony Ferg fight when he fought him, and the brutality that he brought.
Both these guys.
It was I remember
that. Like I feel like when I watch these shows back and I say dog, that guy's a dog. It's like it's like fucking, that's like Pat McAfee's thing. You can't copyright it, but that's what they do. That's their thing. Dog, and I love it. Yeah. But I don't like copying, so we need our own word.
He's a ruffian.
All dogs are puppies to me, though. So they're puppies.
Pups.
Yeah, the pups, dude. Poirier and Gaethje are both top-level pups, dude. Yeah. And they're going to go in there.
They're not going to like that.
And
Gaethje's not going to do this show.
They seem like nice guys. Because that's the other thing about both these guys. Not only are they like the most exciting fighters to watch, they both seem like really nice gentlemen.
Yes. Well, Dustin has like his own, he's got a foundation, right?
Yeah, he's got his foundation. He's a family. He's got kids. He's a family. He's a regular dad, dude, that just kicks ass and is just a straight-up puppy, dude.
Puppy.
And Gaethje is, he's an animal. The guy is like one of the most brutal fighters of all time, whether he's being brutalized and walking through it or whether he's brutalizing somebody else. So, I'm going to keep harping on this until it happens. July 29th, like I said, put it on your calendars.
I put it on mine.
We're going to be streaming live. Joey and I here from the Bungalow, Alexis from Southern California, and we're going to be watching the fights live and doing our own Dan Ruzanowski impression.
And there we go. There he is.
We might have some of the other Peak One Sports personalities popping in and out of the stream too. So we'll be be working on that. But let's get into
Gaethje down the center. Oh, scored!
Look at that. He's bleeding.
Why is he always bleeding?
Let's get into some pick results from last week. Not our best week. Our best week. We talked about basketball earlier, but we one of our picks last week was that Heat Celtics Game 7. Both of us picked the Celtics, and how wrong we were. You know what I mean? But what are you gonna do? Look at it.
I was gonna say.
Patrick keeps calling.
I keep thinking it was me. But the Miami Heat, they were another one. I mean, it's another Florida team that wasn't supposed to be there,
right?
They
were the playing team. They're the first playing team ever to make it to the final.
At least they got one Florida team in there.
Well, I mean, it is. It's the same in hockey too. We got Florida. We got or it was Florida Boston in last year. It was I don't remember what the stat was. I don't know. Whatever. A lot of Florida fucking people winning games, and I don't know how I wanted Florida to win both of these championships this year because I've always been anti-Florida, but I think Las Vegas, they just came in with their just shitty attitudes and their shitty town, and they just came in with all their strippers and their debauchery.
And free lap dances.
And they turned me into a Florida guy, big Florida guy. But I already said it. I said it early. Denver in 4. I think the Heat. Wow. I think they've hit the wall. I think they hit.
I need Miami to win today, Cole. I need Miami to win.
I'm sorry. When a sweep daddy calls a sweep, he can't go back. I'm sorry.
We talked about how we were easily swayed though, because if they come back, then they're the comeback kids.
But I can't be swayed until they win a game. So if you get your way and they win tonight,
I need Miami to win.
All right.
Dallas versus Vegas. We both chose Dallas.
We thought Dallas was going to take it to Game 7.
Boy, did they just not show up for that game.
Were we wrong about that one too? Big time.
Like it was a
flat.
I don't know if Vegas showed up or if Dallas just didn't, but
I think
either
Vegas
way,
always shows up.
Well, I mean,
they're just not unbeatable. Right?
Yeah.
You can beat them if you show up too. But it's like they're always going to be there.
Like they were back in their own barn. They just got their captain back. Maybe they don't need him anymore, dude. You know?
Yeah. Well,
and I'm a Jamie Benn supporter. I love Jamie Benn. But after that bullshit movie pulled, you know what I mean?
Right. You're just not a fan of assault and battery.
Exactly. Yeah. Intent to harm.
But yeah, I don't know. It's again, Vegas is it sucks. Vegas is going to lose in 5, but they definitely earned it by beating Dallas. They earned their chance to lose in 5. We both got that wrong, so we were definitely straight up losers last week. Yeah. This week's pick, we're just going finals picks, I think, until these finals are over. So if I get my way, we won't even be talking about either of these sports. Next week, we might not talk about any sports because there's just going to be baseball.
So
we might have to pick. Like, you go soccer.
Yeah, we're gonna start talking about the Aussie League.
Yeah, I'll find something. Cricket, dude.
No, we'll go down to the local bar and like we'll start commentating on the darts. You know, on the darts. Yeah,
dude. We'll just go to our buddy Wayne has bowled 5 300 games. He's a very good bowler.
Very good bowler.
We'll just go down to his league
and commentate.
And we won't even commentate. We'll like write pieces about it. We'll blog about it, and then we'll report back on this show. Like, we're doing anything but baseball coverage. The rest of the network's got baseball covered. Okay,
we're not doing it
right. If
Stop trying to force it.
If you guys tune in to Peak One Sports, there's a show called The Lead Off. They talk about baseball. There's a Sports Biz. They're going to talk about baseball stuff. Sports Page Radio. They talk about baseball stuff.
We don't come here. Don't come to this show.
We're just going to talk about baseball when there's funny stuff to make fun of baseball.
Like Glenn Kuiper.
Or Yankees fans beating each other up. That's the kind of baseball coverage you're going to get on this show. Peak One's got it covered. So, yeah, this week I'm going if you're watching this on Monday, this game might have already happened or it might be going on. We got Game 2, Vegas, Florida. What do you think's going to happen?
I think Vegas will take it.
You think Vegas is going to win this game?
Take it.
Yeah. You know, okay, Joey.
I think here's what I think is going to happen.
I guess if you want to be predictable,
I think that Vegas is going to win the first 3 games, and then Panthers are going to come back and surprise them.
Wait.
So we're gonna have to
like Game 7 or just.
No,
like they're gonna.
Vegas is gonna win the first 3 games.
That's what I'm saying, and then they're gonna.
The
push
Panthers are gonna come back.
So you're calling a Game 7 right now?
Yeah.
Oh.
No sweep daddies, obviously, but
well, yeah, they can't because Panthers are gonna win in 5. So they're definitely gonna win Game 2.
I don't know.
So
well, you're right. Well, I've been screaming Panthers in 6.
Sure.
I'm gonna keep it Panthers in 6. I'm sorry.
It's gonna be 5. And then we've got Nuggets Heat, and I've made myself known, sweep daddy all the way. I think, but
I need Miami to win
So I did this specifically for you. This game we're picking is Game 3, not Game 2.
Oh, thanks, man.
Because by the time this Game 2 is happening this evening, as we're recording this, which is Sunday,
which is yesterday,
so you'll already know if you're listening right now the result of this game. And Joey, watching this podcast back, will know the result. Yeah, somewhere in the universe, you'll hear Joey screaming in pain, because Cole says Nuggets in 4, sweep daddy. But Joey, what do you think? So, Heat win tonight. What's gonna happen on Tuesday? Game 3 after your Heat win tonight.
the Nuggets are gonna win.
Nuggets are gonna win. Yeah, you got.
I just need Miami to win tonight. I just need them to win tonight.
Just game 2, Miami.
Just pull it out tonight.
That's all you got to do. But yeah. Son of a biscuit, Joseph. We're almost to the end of the show already. How fast is that?
Is that good or is that bad?
No, it's good. It's fantastic.
No.
I thought this was a good show.
I think it was too.
I think there was a lot of good information that got out. I think people are booking their Universal Studios vacation based on my advice. You know what I mean?
And if you guys get the chance, go follow Dan Rizanowski, man. He's such a sweetheart.
Go give him a follow, but not before you follow Peak One Sports and subscribe to Peak One Sports. If you fucking follow Dan Rizanowski before you follow Peak One Sports, we're going to have problems.
And also, Betalytics. Don't bet with your gut. Don't bet with your emotions. Bet with this thing right here. Bet with those algorithms.
Look at Joey just squeezing in a promo.
AI-generated algorithms,
He's
man.
just squeezing in a promo for him right there.
Code PEAK1. 25% off. Betalytics.
Okay, shout-outs. Shout-outs for today.
Shout-out.
One of my favorite. This might be what we cover during the baseball
I didn't want to say it and ruin it because I saw it. I didn't want to say it and ruin it during our
So... When the basketball playoffs are over and the hockey playoffs are over and we're in that desert, we're in the desolate like no man's land of baseball.
And the baseball oasis is right there, but we'll get gas at the next exit.
How many games do they play? 438?
Some ridiculous amount.
You're in mid-season baseball form and there's nothing to talk about. You can tune into the Bungalow Sports Show because we'll be talking about Major League Eating. And today, I want to talk about the donut record that was set on National Donut Day a few days ago. Okay?
Lay it on me.
This hero of American athletics, James Webb, the telescope eater, if you will. That's a space joke. He really telescoped himself. He ate 50... Oh, wait. I got a graphic for you.
I was going to say, there's no graphic for him.
James Webb.
Oh, that is the peak male physique right there.
Yeah, look at it, man. He looks like he's concentrating. He ate 59 and a half donuts in 8 minutes. It's
how big are the donuts? What qualifies as like a standard donut?
I don't know. It looks like I think they're like your kind of normal Krispy Kreme sized donut. You know what I mean? So not a gigantic, not a huge thickie, but it's definitely raised donuts. We're not talking cake. That's way too
you can't
dense.
do cake.
We got the raised, probably glazed or just plain donuts. How many do you think you could eat? Let's say 10 minutes
before I hit diabetes, or
in 8 minutes. How many think you could put down?
My heartburn will slow me way the hell down.
Yeah, but the thing about competitive eating is you're done. 8 minutes, your heartburn ain't coming up in 8 minutes.
I don't know, dude. I only eat like one donut. If I do eat a donut, or I usually stay away from them. I don't know.
I like how you're thinking about this logically.
I could kill.
Is that our 100 subscriber challenge?
Okay.
A donut eating contest?
We could do that. I could definitely kill about 2 boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts.
Straight Krispy Kremes, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about that too myself and that would be what, 24?
Yeah, for sure.
Which obviously isn't touching James's record of 59 and a half.
Okay, you know what? How about we just go for it? At the 100 subscriber challenge, we'll buy like 6 boxes of donuts,
and we'll do a donut because if I just sit down for a comfortable meal, I'm not eating a lot.
Right.
But if I decide I'm eating a lot, I'm eating a lot.
Okay.
Like we have a local pizza chain here in California called Mountain Mike's Pizza. Right?
Yeah.
And I've been eating it since I was a baby. Right? So it's not like regular pizza. It's literally its own style of pizza. You'll never find pizza
it's disgusting.
Those are strong words from a boy from the valley.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Mountain Mike's.
That's insane. I feel like you should move away.
No.
You're not allowed to live in a city that has a Mountain Mike. Okay, whatever. Your opinion, although it's wrong, it's yours.
Thank you.
That I'm only bringing them up because if you put a large Mountain Mike's pepperoni pizza in front of me, if I don't stop myself, I could literally eat an entire large pizza probably in 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a never-ending stomach for certain things, and for me, glazed raised donuts happen to be one of those things.
Wow.
So I'm not saying I could hit 59.5, but I am curious about how many I could actually eat before I feel like I'm going to yak.
What if we have to do 2 boxes of donuts and then skate up and down?
Or 2 boxes of donuts and then do the wiffle ball home run derby.
Oh, yeah, dude.
2 boxes of donuts.
Then you're on a sugar high. You're like
try to kick a field goal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'll integrate the 2 boxes of donuts.
Somehow
into every challenge.
Donuts are going to get eaten.
Yeah. 2 boxes of Krispy Kremes before the home run derby. And then...
that was a hard stance, actually, that I took on Mountain Mike's. They're pretty decent. Sorry.
Why are you afraid you're going to offend the Mountain Mike's crowd? I don't think they're going to sponsor us, so don't worry. I'm not too worried about it. But then, like, we got to do like a different food for everyone. Like, we got to do like you got to do like 10 street tacos, carne asada street tacos, before the shootout.
Okay, dude, that'd be dope.
We got to do something. Okay, we're getting closer to our challenge.
Yeah.
Trying to make it fun, but also trying not to make my wife hate me more. I'm trying to straddle that.
Yeah.
And I think she's seen me eat gluttonously for so many years that I don't think filing off 2 boxes of Krispy Kremes and then jacking some dingers on the wiffle ball field, I don't think that's going to change her. She might find me more attractive if I can file down 2 boxes of Krispy Kremes and then trounce Joey in a home run derby competition.
Or what if we did like airsoft?
That'd be hard to film, though.
You think so?
How would we film?
Well, they have a place where you could get up top, and then you can shoot down, because they have a speed course where you can do it. I'm an avid airsoft. Well,
he's trying to stack the deck. Well, let's do something that I am specifically.
Well, apparently Cole's
at.
good at everything, so I'm trying to find some. Or what if we had a chill competition?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'd probably smoke you in airsoft too, because I used to be real big into paintball, and I'd probably smoke you.
Okay, dude.
I'm just kidding, but I mean, airsoft's not a sport. It's a.
Airsoft's not a sport?
No, it's not a sport. It's an activity, bro.
What?
It's an activity. It's something that it's not a sport.
It's like saying that paintball's not a sport.
It's not.
What?
It's an activity.
Is motocross a sport?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Barrier to entry, bro. Look at me and you.
Yeah.
If me and you can be good at it, ain't a sport.
But we're good at hockey. I'm good at hockey.
No, we're not.
What are you talking about?
We play dirt league. I play dirt league hockey. You no longer play hockey.
Wow.
So what does that tell you? It tells you that if we can be sufficient, if we can be pretty decent at it, it's not a sport. Dirt league hockey is not a sport.
Wow.
Dirt league hockey is a very strenuous activity with no repercussions whatsoever. Okay. I lose, I'm driving home the same attitude as if we won. Not a sport. You know what I mean?
All right. Okay.
There's a difference. Like things like bowling. Like it's like Wayno. We talked about him bowling 300 games. Like we call him I call him the leisure sport king because he's also good at darts. Yeah. He's good at golf, and golf is a sport. I'm not going to say golf is not a sport. It's a very physical thing. Body mechanics involved in it, right? No body mechanics involved in airsoft, Joey. I'm sorry.
I don't think that's true.
Just plant yourself behind a barrier and pull the trigger as fast as you can. Like, especially speed paintball. I hate that shit, dude. Like, I played jungle ball, dude. I played scenario paintball. I played real warfare with low stakes. Okay? Get out there behind a fucking bounce house and just fire at each other. I hate that shit, too. Like, what are we doing? That's not even just... Like, no, pick
Isn't
your
it
shots.
funny when they dump the paintballs in and like 3/4 of them
half of
don't
them
even
just
make
fall
it?
over. Yeah, it's a sport. No, it's an activity that 12-year-olds do for their birthday. That's what that is.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
I would say
I'm sorry for bringing it up.
James Webb, that's an athlete. Because ain't no 12-year-olds eating 59 and a half donuts.
I'm sorry I brought it up.
I'm just saying.
I'm sorry I brought it up.
No, thank you. Thank you. That's what the show's about. Everybody
have an idea and being chastised for it.
Bring it in. Yeah.
This has been the Bungalow Sports Show.
Yeah. You could do that, the outro.
Can you imagine? Like, it's just like we show up next week and they're like, after our fight, Joey decided not to come back.
You just come over and reach across and hit stop recording. All right. Yeah, that's it, man. That's been a show. Great show.
Yep.
Fantastic. The numbers are up. Thank you, everyone. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, force people to listen to it.
Yep.
Why get your stuff from guys who are making millions of dollars to talk about sports? Get it from guys who aren't making shit. Yep. Right?
And who know shit.
And when we start making millions of dollars doing this, feel free to kick us
hop
to
off the train.
too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you got to get us there first.
Yep.
But I want to remind everyone, there's other shows on this network. If you're only tuning into Bungalow Sports Show, you're missing out, man. Sports Page Radio. We got me and Alexis on the Fight Night preview every Thursday. Right?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Sports Biz, The Lead Off, Dynasty DNA. A lot of stuff coming out. Go subscribe.
And Peak One Sports is a network. Peak One Sports Network.
Thank you, Joseph. For all of our fans who are having trouble comprehending that, Joey's here for you. That's been Bungalow Sports Show for this week. We'll talk to you.